Everybody, Chris here, and welcome back to the fifth and the final video clip in this series specifically for readers of the Virtual Freedom book. Thank you very, very much for sticking with me. Hopefully my docile British tones haven't put you to sleep, but I do appreciate you sticking with me. So in the last video we talked about the importance of not assuming when it comes to training and working with your VAs, and really spending time on the training aspect. We discussed the VA training trifecta, which is featured in the book a little bit, and broke that down a little bit more. And then we also talked about the importance of really placing a very high level of commitment on communication with your virtual assistants, and really how that helps you manage them day to day and keep them motivated and all that sort of stuff. So in this final video, what I want to do is really give you the bigger picture view here as to what's possible with a real team of VAs in place for you. Now, most people will usually, when it comes to building their team of VAs up from the ground, literally from nowhere up, they're going to start with their GVA, or that general virtual assistant. Throughout the course of the first year, maybe 18 months or so of working with that GVA, they're going to discover the power of outsourcing and what it can genuinely bring them in regards to building and ultimately running their business at an arm's length, whilst they go out and about and do other things, whether it be travel or spending more time with their their family, or building more businesses, or whatever the case may be. Right? So that GVA is a really important role, and those additional team members will float around them. So we're talking about the other types of VAs that we discuss in the book here, right? So we have the graphic designer, we have the web developer, we have the SEO or the web marketing VA, we have video and audio editors, we have mobile app developers. These are all the different types of virtual workers that are, quite frankly, right out there, right now, at your disposal, ready and waiting to be hired and utilized from an entrepreneurial growth perspective. But here's the thing. After you've hired 2 or 3 extra virtual workers and brought them on to your team, what's going to happen? Well, you're going to start to become a manager of people and not somebody who's running a business. So I would say around the 3 to 4 hire, the third or the fourth hire, it's such a great idea to be able to then really look at your GVA, and they've probably been with you for a year and a half or so by this point, and look at them as a potential project manager VA. Quite frankly, the manager of your virtual team. And what happens is when they get promoted and they go into that role, you no longer have to work with the individual additional members in your team. You just go back to working with that GVA, who's now your project manager, and they go ahead and work with the individual and the additional members of your team. And that makes you go from that manager of people right the way back to running and growing your business again, with just working with one individual person rather than a whole collection of people. Now, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing for you to work with these individual people if you feel the absolute necessity to do so, but based on my experience and the experience of a lot of my coaching clients and many, many other people that I've come into contact with, this is the way to go. You bring in somebody, you put them in charge, you work with that person, and they then go ahead and work with the rest of the team for you. And that is how you leverage the power of outsourcing properly. And that is exactly what I did in late 2010 when I achieved that goal to become a virtual CEO. I had pretty much all but everything had been removed in terms of what I was doing on a day-to-day basis in my business. I had a team of management people that were in very, very specific areas and strategic areas of my business, from operations to training to IT, the marketing, the biz dev, recruitment, you name it. These were all things that I was doing right up until the end of 2009, when my own superhero syndrome made me hit a brick wall and I experienced burnout. And once I built that team up and I did it in a strategic way, my life became not only a lot less stressful, but also a lot more enjoyable. And as you all know from reading the book, my business has grown, threefold in terms of revenue. It's doubled in size, and I live now a very, very happy, less stress-induced lifestyle, both with my family, my business, and my friends, and everything and anything around me. So look, that wraps up this video series. I just want to say thank you one more time from the bottom of my heart for buying my book. This was a long time coming for me, and when I got the book deal, I knew that it was my chance to make a little bit of a dent in the universe and hopefully try and change a few mindsets along the way in regards to how entrepreneurs were physically working on and in their businesses, and how to potentially maybe become slightly more happier people in the process. It's my mission to help you try and fall in love with your business all over again. Remember when you first started your business, that feeling you had going to work every day? It's my mission to help you feel that again. And I'm a big believer that you can do it through working with virtual stuff. So thanks for tuning in. Thank you very much for buying the book and for all the support and the love. I appreciate it very, very much. And please hop over to my blog. Come and meet me, chrisducker.com, and be sure to follow me on Twitter @chrisducker. I'd love to hear from you. Take good care, and I'll see you again soon.